Welcome back, and today we have the Kizer Varatas. This is a Cubist Blade Works design and could possibly be my favorite Kizer to date. Coming in at $169. Let's see what all you're getting for your money. It's a pretty nice, probably medium-sized knife at 7.68 inches with a 3.27-inch blade. So, nice blade size. In my opinion, this is a perfect size for me. You have a decent grip area. You got two different. You can either choke back right here at 3.5 inches, or if you choke up in this forward choil area at 4 5/8 inches. So it should fit your large, maybe even extra large hands just fine. We have a nice drop point blade with a beautiful stonewash, pretty much a stonewash reflective finish on there with a full flat grind. Nice point for piercing. You have the Cubist logo right there. Blade steel on it is S35 VN. And you do have a little bit of jimping right there. I call it medium traction, and it's only really good for the choke back position and the choke up. You're going to overshoot it. Not a big deal. I do have a forward finger choil that also doubles as a sharpening choil. I can fit my finger in there, but if you have large sausage fingers, you may not be able to fit yours comfortably in there. Now I think it's about time to see what this thing can do. Excellent edge out of box, and because of that full flat grind, it's slicing very well, passes through the cardboard rather effortlessly, and it was pretty darn comfortable. Of course, I got gloves on, so that helps out a whole bunch. But these are contour titanium scales, and we got a pretty good blade shape for doing this type of stuff. You have a decent bit of straight edge to work with, and yep, starting off really, really well. Now we're going to test the ergos and see how well that edge wants to bite into this piece of birch. Started out in the choke up position. That way I have way more control of that edge. I'm right up to the material I'm cutting, and it's performing nicely, making fine curls very effortlessly. And those contoured scales were about as comfortable as I figured they would be. The choil they have on the scales, took me a minute to get my grip right to where it was nice and comfortable. But once I did, it was comfortable and powerful. I mean, you can see right here, I'm pushing a lot of force into this piece of birch, and yeah, it's performing nicely. At this point, I'm just testing ergos solely. I'm not trying to finesse the wood at all. Just seeing if there's anything that I start feeling, and no, everything was good. The ergos were nice. You can just see me swapping up my grip a little bit there. Yeah, so far so good. Very, very comfortable. Now we move to the 1/2 inch twisted sisal rope. And to my surprise, it has a very good aggression to that edge. I'm doing mainly push cuts. And because of that deeper belly on this drop point, it makes doing these type of cuts on a flat cutting surface much easier, effortlessly. And yeah, it's blasting through the rope. I'm not having to put a whole lot of downward force. I'm using that belly to my advantage. And it's definitely moving through it rather quickly. Now, of course, it is sped up, but even when it's not sped up, this is only 2 times sped up, and it's going pretty darn fast. We get through, I think, 65 cuts before we run out of rope, and most certainly could have done more. We do have more testing to do after this, so I didn't push it past that. But so far, the edge is really doing well. I'm happy. S35 usually does a pretty good job, and Kizer usually does a pretty good job with it. So at least lately, they have been. And we'll most certainly see how that edge is once we get to the next portion of the testing, especially with that denim. If it doesn't have any grit to it left, it will just skate off of it. Doing these type of cuts, drag cuts, fairly simple. As you see, though, I had to raise the handle up a good bit higher because that tip is above the center line of that pivot. Not the end of the world. Still, as you can see, it performed everything pretty darn well. It excels, though, in doing slicing cuts like this into things on a flat surface because you don't have to worry about that tip getting buried into whatever you're cutting on. The edge still felt great at this point, and I mean, I'm using that forward portion a whole lot. Here you can see it still has aggression to it, and that's always welcome. I think it did really good with the denim. Only reason you see me struggling with it a few times because it's kind of squishing down past the actual edge. but I'm more than satisfied with how it did. Of course, we will test that edge once we are done with the testing. Very nice. Well, we saw how it performed. Now let's see how that action is. You have dual deployments with the blade hole and a front flipper tab. Do the reach around if you like, and it's very easy to do the front flip, and I'm usually not that good at that. You could also do the index finger roll. Easy to reverse flick it. That's probably my favorite of the deployments. You could also thumb flick it, and you can also slow roll it if you need to. It's very, very smooth riding on cage ball, ceramic ball bearings, and a ceramic detent ball. Close it up. Take a look at the handle scales. This is partly why I fell in love with this design. I love the look of those up and down diamonds on there. Nice contouring on the titanium frame, and I think Kizer kind of flexed their machining muscle with this one with all the intricate milling. You got a nice square pivot, a little Easter egg there for the Cubis logo, he said. That's pretty cool. And if you look right here, you can actually see it looks like a filler tab right there that's cut in from the pocket clip. I'm not 100% certain, but I'm pretty sure you can reverse it. I did not check to see that. Sorry about that. If I do find that out, I'll put it up on the screen. Blade centering is perfect. You have a 3D mill titanium pocket clip that is tip up. Now this is my only real gripe with the knife, is the pocket clip is pretty darn strong. Just listen. It's kind of hard to break the lip of the pocket. That's what you have sticking out. I could always flex it a little bit, but you know, I just wanted to make sure I kind of left it stock for the review. You have a milled titanium backspacer that comes about 1/4 up the scales. Let's check out that inside. You have a nice internal milling in the scales as well, top and bottom, to reduce the weight. First off, in grams, at 85.9 grams or 3.02 ounces. Outstanding. Now let's check out the lockup. Lockup is sitting at around, I'd say 50%. Mine hasn't moved from there since I've gotten it. No play up or down, no side to side. Nice and tight lockup. This is cut out a little bit further than the lock side, so you have decent access and you have that little chamfer. I find it to be very easy to get that lock bar. And something that I loved seeing them do is, as you can see, it's really clean on this side because they put the lock relief on the inside. God, I wish more companies would do that. It just looks so much better that way. And I like how they didn't just do the straight cut on the lock bar. Very nice looking. You do have a hardened stainless lock insert in there for contact, so you don't have titanium contacting steel. Excellent job. And if you did wear it out, you could always get that changed out. Some quick size comparisons. We have the Civivi Cogent and the Kizer Beg Letter. Both of these are just a hair longer. Here it is next to the Ontario Wrap Model 1 and 2. Here it is next to the Kizer Original XL and the Cubis Variant PE. It's a little bit larger than the XL Original. It's a lot larger than the Variant. Spyderco PM2 and Power 3. And it's a little bit smaller than the Benchmade 940 and a little bit larger than the Benchmade Bug Out. And the nitpicks and complaints, there's only one that I noticed, and that is how tight the pocket clip is. Like I said, I could probably bend it back some to relieve some of that tension. Not the end of the world, and it's not a deal breaker for me. They could maybe have strengthened the detent a hair, but I do like it. I enjoy the way it is because it's easy for me to manipulate both methods, so it's just going to depend on what you like. But overall, I think this is an absolute home run. It looks good. It looks classy. It's well dialed. And yeah, super comfortable, good performer. And the price is right. At $169, I think you're getting a steal. And let's give one of these away. In the comments, say, I love me some Veritas. Or no, just leave a comment on this video and I'll pick a random winner maybe in the next couple of days. And just be looking for a community post to see if you won or not. All right, guys and girls, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, please leave them down below. I hope everybody's having an absolute amazing day. I'll see you all on the next one. Peace.